How did you have the courage? You know how difficult it is to talk about this. This is not something guys do.
Well, it wasn't always easy for me. I mean, I've suffered from, really acute anxiety and as well as depression my entire life.
This week, I wanted to talk to you guys about gratitude. People feel and express gratitude in many different ways. We can apply it to the past, for example, being grateful for a past memory or experience. We can apply it to the present, like not taking anything for granted in the moment, and we can apply it to the future.
That is Kevin Love, continuing to spread his message in these uncertain times that people should pursue mental health with the same vigor they do physical health.
This week, I want to start off with meditation. Meditation, I've been trying to meditate now for a couple years. I try to do it every day, and even if it's just taking a couple minutes or easy breaths just to help myself stay calm, stay present, and really just center myself. In the last 2 years, I've really learned that you can't heal what you don't reveal, and what you never reveal.
Love has not always been this open. Admittedly, his own mental illness was undiagnosed, misunderstood, and on course to sabotage his life.
It's interesting when you have a injury, a knee injury or my hand, it's a lot different when you can't see it and somebody doesn't know what's going on outside the lines. Success is not immune to depression. I thought I was invincible. I thought, this will pass. Like, what do I have to worry about? I felt suppress it, suffer in silence, be a man, because I was always just the top dog and the outlier basketball player.
Basketball had long been Love's sanctuary, but it was in the middle of a game against the Atlanta Hawks in 2017 where his emotional distress revealed itself in public.
I remember we went through a few plays, there was a timeout, I got to the huddle, and that's when I felt something that I had never felt before. I couldn't catch my breath. I felt like my mind was completely out, and I couldn't send oxygen to my brain. I didn't know this feeling, and then I just basically ran to our trainer's room, fell on the ground, collapsed, and my heart was jumping out of my chest, and I couldn't get air to my lungs, and essentially was trying to clear my throat, sticking my hand down my throat, trying to get myself
Seriously?
air. Yeah, so it was.
You must have been terrified.
It was terrifying. I thought I was having a heart attack.
It was his first panic attack. That was the moment, Kevin Love says, he began to reevaluate his past and reimagine his future. Ultimately, that episode was the inspiration for an open letter he penned for the Players Tribune.
And I remember talking to my agent, and he said, "Are you sure you want to do this? Because a lot of people are going to talk about it." I said, "Jeff, I don't know if anybody will, but just understand, I'm trying to help people." He goes, "I get it. If you help one person, if you help one kid, it could be absolutely life-changing and groundbreaking for that kid." It's changed my frame of mind, and I really do believe in writing my piece that everybody is going through something. So that whole community and being vulnerable and knowing that it doesn't discriminate and knowing that I'm trying to change the stigma, not only for people in sports, but all over.
So stigma is still the problem. There's still plenty of guys that have issues, and they don't need to come forward to me or to you, but they do need to get the help. But there are players out there that think you're soft because you did this. They're gonna think everybody that comes forward is soft. What do you say to them?
It's such a tired statement. Like I've put my time in this league. Guys put their time in this league. To be in the NBA, you're not soft. And to come forward with this, it's, like I said, that's tired, it's outdated, and it actually, in the end, it was the best thing I did, and it's only gonna help you moving forward. It's gonna make you a more evolved human being. And it doesn't just mean basketball players or anywhere in sports. This is an everyone and every human thing. I always say nothing haunts us like the things we don't say. There are a lot of things that I held on to early on, and if I would have come out of the shadows and kind of played all my cards earlier on, I probably would have been better off. I've now come to a point where I just kind of lay all my cards out on the table and say, this is what you get. And having that freedom of mind is something that I've never really had. It's actually given me peace. And sometimes things get worse in order to get better. Sometimes there is a rock bottom, but I know that people reaching out for help or talking to someone, it does really work.
Since his open letter in 2018, Love's life has been transformed. A major part of his treatment, he says, is cognitive behavioral therapy paired with medication.
I'm very blessed to be able to see a therapist and do cognitive behavioral therapy, which over time is actually shown to be better than medication, but not everybody has that.
He has assumed the mantle as the face of mental health awareness, not just for the NBA, but across numerous sports, educational, and cultural platforms.
Continuing to pay that forward is something that is very special to me, and I feel like I've found a purpose that is bigger than basketball.
In 2018, he created the Kevin Love Fund, an organization committed to normalizing the conversation about mental health. He says the most rewarding part of his role is making a difference with kids.
It's really a young people problem here. I'm going to throw some numbers at you. Is that 1 in 7 kids in the U.S. Deal with a mental health issue, and half of those go untreated. 1 in 14 have an anxiety disorder, and that's people in general. 300 million suffer from depression worldwide. We need early intervention. Kids are so much more susceptible to change. So you could really directly impact their North Star, their trajectory of their life by just having these conversations.
In a lot of ways, I've felt like I've found my life's work. That idea of being able to help people, I think, has allowed me to settle in and been super therapeutic for me and allowed me to be just a lot more comfortable in my own skin.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.